Welcome back to English B language class. We have discussed some of the parts of speech like noun, pronoun, adverb and preposition. We are going to discuss a very important part of the sentence, verb, the action part, doing part or being part. We will define its function and very elaborately explain the topic with examples. As it is one of the vast topics, we will discuss it in 2 or more classes. As always, here are a few points for you to note. Defining the part of speech, verb, a mock classroom, verb explained with examples, and the conclusion. Defining the part of speech, verb, the part of the sentence that denotes doing something, being and having is known as verb. To define it a little more elaborately, we can say a verb expresses what the subject does, what the subject is, what the subject possesses, what happens to the subject, or what is done to the subject. Now, let us visit a classroom where a language teacher is seen explaining to his students what various ways a verb can work in a sentence. Now, you are hearing a student-teacher interaction in the classroom. Say, while defining a verb, you told us that a verb expresses an action that the subject does. Could you please explain it with examples as you do in our language class? Sure. But first tell me if you have the clear idea about the subject itself. Yes, sir. Okay, here is a sentence. Determine the subject in it. A bald-headed man with no cap on his head is taking rest under an old banyan by the side of a river with pebbles rolling underneath. Sir, I have a clear idea about it. The subject part is a bald-headed man with no cap on his head. The head word in the subject part is man. Other words in the subject part are subject adjuncts. Good. I am happy that you have a really clear idea about it. So, let me begin. Here is a paragraph. See the screen attentively. The boys of class 7 rehearsed the play yesterday. They are rehearsing now. They will stage the play tomorrow. They have practiced a lot. They will put their 100% into the performance. You have just heard and also seen the screen. Rohan, tell me what the verbs denote about the subject here. Sir, the verbs in this paragraph rehearsed, are rehearsing, will stage, have practiced, and will put denote the actions that the subject does. You are right. Now see the screen. The student of Scottish Church School. He is a student of this institute now. He is a good violinist. He is a music composer. He is the attraction of all art connoisseurs in the area. He is our pride. He too is proud to belong to this institute now. He says, I am a humble student of this institute. How benign he is. Jimmy, tell me your idea about the sentences used in the paragraph. Sir, the verbs in the paragraph denote the subjects being something. Correct? Which verb is mainly used here? Sir, the be verb, am, is, are and was are mainly used. Right. Let's take up another paragraph. See the screen. Expensive car. She has no chauffeur. She has enough skill in driving fast moving vehicles. She has a lot of experience in driving. She had an idea of participating in the Grand Prix last year, but she had no luck. She has an idea of joining the same next year. She has a great aim indeed. You have just seen the paragraph about Bella's aim. Joy, tell me what is your findings about the verbs in the paragraph. Sir, all the verbs here denote what Bella possesses or what she has. Good. Let us proceed to the next part. See the paragraph in the screen. Rainwater collects here. Plants turn yellow. Worms and insects living in them die. Plants break and fall into pieces. They too perish. Manna, say something about the paragraph. Sir, all the verbs here denote what happens to the subject. I am glad that you have learned this part very well. Now let us discuss the next part of the verb chapter. See the screen carefully. Here is one more paragraph. A gentleman is hit by a car. He is taken to the hospital. He is now being treated by the doctor. It is not known to the members of the gentleman's family. Soon they will be informed, and sure, the gentleman will be released soon and taken home after the treatment. How will you explain these sentences, Sam? Sir, what I understand is that all the actions in the paragraph are done to the subject. Well done. So, the rest will be discussed in the next class. You have already experienced what the students wanted to learn in their language class. I ask you now if you have any doubt in this area of the verb part. Sir, could you please say something about the predicate part? Verbs are mainly in the predicate part. First, detect the verb in a sentence, then ask it with who or what. The subject will be found out. Now your task is easy. Whatever is said about or done to the subject is the predicate. See the example. Tina taught a tiny tot. Separate the subject Tina and the rest is the predicate. Do you get it? Yes, sir. You have already observed in the language class 5 paragraphs or 5 sets of sentences that have cleared your doubt about verbs. Now we shall get on with the kinds of verbs. Verbs can be divided into 2 main categories. One is the transitive verb and the other is the intransitive verb. In case of a transitive verb, action passes on to something or someone. The answer to this something or someone is known as the object of the verb. See these lines. Children like pizzas these days. Parents buy this dish for them often. They eat pizzas with relish. What do the children like? The answer is pizzas. What do parents buy often? The answer is this dish, that is pizza. What do they eat? The answer is pizzas. The actions liking, buying and eating pass on to the object pizzas, this dish and pizzas respectively. If the part pizzas is removed from the first sentence, the sentence reads, the children like these days, is incomplete. Why do we say incomplete? Because the question arises, what do the children like? The same way, remove the word this dish from the second sentence. The sentence will read, parents buy for them often. It's meaningless. Remove the word pizzas from the last sentence. The sentence will be incomplete. Here is a set of sentences. See them in the screen. I shot an arrow into the forest. It pierced a tree. A fawn saw the arrow stuck in the tree. It pulled out the arrow with its mouth. It saw sap trickling down the wound. Frame some more sentences like this yourself, and if you find any problem, we will discuss them in the next class. So, we have come to the end of today's class. We have visited a language class that has helped us a lot in understanding the activities that a verb does. This much is for today. We will be back with the intransitive verb in our next class.